What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Yesterday, Brother Ben X network, and I want to just say that I really love what Brother Ben X does. I've interviewed him before on my channel. I am a Patreon supporter of him, and he's an upstanding young man. I believe now he refers himself as Dr. Ben. I believe he got some sort of doctorate degree. But he had this really amazing live stream. I caught just some of it, but it was called Kevin Samuels Controversy with King Cam and Malcolm Flex. Okay, and it was a pretty long stream. Brother Dennis Sperling had alerted me to it, and I have not watched all of it because it's 6 hours, right? But what I was hearing in the gist of this particular stream was that, in my opinion, from what I heard, and I didn't hear everything, but that the brothers were being fair, okay? They were being fair, and they understand that there is a problem. And now they did their best in not saying it in the way that the Black Manosphere would position it. But one of the brothers, I don't know if it was King Cam or Malcolm Flex, he eloquently said that when I listen to Brother Kevin Samuels, what I notice is that there is a miscommunication gap between Black men and Black women. Black women don't really understand how to deal with Black men and vice versa. Now, I'm gonna go on another tangent and I'm gonna just deal with that for the rest of this video because, to be fair, it was a long stream. I'll listen to more of it. But from what I heard, there's a lot of other things I heard too, but I'm just gonna deal with that for the base of this video. There were a lot of people in the comment section that were very upset at some of the fair honesty the brothers took. And the guys even said, hey, listen, we are not here to be advocates of Kevin Samuels, but we're here to be advocates of the truth. Here's the truth. Minister Farrakhan or these young Black brothers cannot come out and say the things that Kevin Samuels says. They can't, and they won't. And it's not that they don't see it happen because they don't want to risk, offending the greater Black community. Now, I believe in their community that if you join the Nation of Islam, they can tell you how it is, right? Because you're then a part of the nation. But in addressing the Black community overall, while we are sympathetic to the Nation of Islam, we are not a part of the Nation of Islam. We're a part of the greater Black community, but the Nation of Islam is a nation within its nation. But if they have to come out and speak to this, they are speaking to it because somebody addressed the problem that they have been seeing for a long time. The Nation of Islam sees the problem. The Black church sees the problem. But nobody was able to really talk about it until the Black Manosphere came around. And the reality is this. There is a communication problem from Black women to Black men. And the reason is, and I'm going to say this on a controversial whim, Black women don't think that Black men are worth competing for. It's just a reality. Because somebody that you think that's worth doing something with or having around, you would talk to that person as if you care about them. For an example, if I have a firm, I run an important business. I run a small business. I have something that's dear to me. I could not treat a person that's dear to me like shit, right? I just couldn't, because I want that person to stay with me. I value what they do. I see what they do. That's why a lot of times you see sisters excel in jobs. They see the job as paying. They see the job as doing these things, providing them, 401k. And you can have a Black man that's providing you a lot of stuff and extra money and whatever and things for you. But with him, it doesn't mean as much because you haven't seen it. So then there's a communication gap, and the only gap that matters is the communication that you give to him. And that is what we've seen in Black America. It has been a one-sided communication. It has not been bimodal, okay? It's a one-sided duplicitous communication, meaning that we are the paternalistic people here as Black women, and you Black men, here's our problem with you. We don't care about your problem with us. So then what happened? What does that create? What environment does that create? It creates an environment that you have Black men who don't care about dealing with the Black community overall. They're turned off, okay? That's why you see a lot of these institutions that support the black woman so much, or say they do, because, you know, this brother had on a Protect Black Women shirt. You're gonna see very black men joining those organizations. Well, the nation is not as strong as it used to be, or the black church not as strong, because black men have like, well, okay, why am I gonna be protecting my community again for what? Why am I marrying and protecting black women again for what? Like, what is in it for me? I understand what is in it for everybody else, but what's in it for me? And then when you get to a point where black men feel like the only reason why they are there is to be talked down to be belittled, then you see black men going to, oh, wow, we're in Colombia. Oh, wow, we're in Spain. Or, oh, wow, we're moving to Africa. We're going over to the white community. And I get the arguments that state, well, you know what? If you black men did what you're supposed to do in America, you wouldn't be running to these other groups. I wouldn't say that you have an issue with that being wrong, but there are many variable reasons. We talk about that another time, and I will address it. But for the fact that the communication, that's a different argument. At the very least, when I even see homeless people on the street, people who are beggars, I have two options. I can ignore them or I can give them money. But for somebody that I say that I love and I want them to stay in my life, how could I have a communication error problem with somebody that I'm in a relationship with? And you will see a lot of times in Black America, you will see, and I'm gonna talk about the women. I've seen women who treat men who do better worse than they do people they call enemies. And that guy is there every single day. And then be mad if that guy don't want to put up with it anymore. And that's why you have the Nation of Islam and guys affiliated with it observing it and responding to it. Because I'm gonna tell you why. Other religion institutions, in my opinion, have not brought this to the task to a more macro level for fear of retaliation. Like, you can't be the black church and tell sisters that are financially supporting the church, okay, that you are wrong. You can't be the Nation of Islam and be Farrakhan and say, hey, we have a problem with the way black women respect black men, and not be called a misogynist by some black feminist who's writing on the New York Times. When Shahrazad Ali said it, she was a pick-me. But then when Kevin Samuels comes and says it, it's a misogynist, right? So whoever tells the truth is gonna get flack for it. But the truth is the truth no matter what. And this is the reason why you see black men of all different organizations coming out and silently agreeing with what Kevin Samuels is saying, because they've seen it in their own eyes. These brothers see these sisters acting how they be acting on the street. They see how they be. Like, the Nation of Islam deal with black folks. They know how we act. They know how we are. Nonetheless, you can't say anything about it without being talked down to. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Drunk. I really appreciate you for what you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.